Okay guys, so before we begin, I just want to quickly show you guys the brush I'm going to be using. I'm using Dip Pen Hard, and I did a little settings here and there. So I actually reduced opacity of start and opacity of end, and I also enabled force fade out. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the brush setting. Now the brush strokes are pretty good. They are kind of lighter at the end. That is how I want it to be. Obviously I'm on this layered one. What you want to do is you want to first create a shape for the eyebrows. I'm just going to create that. It should just denote the shape, the basic shape of the eyebrow. Once you have that, just reduce the opacity. I'm just going to reduce its opacity to, I don't know, so that I barely see it. That's how you want it. So once you have that, just create a new layer, and on this layer we'll be adding hair-like strokes, and obviously just choose the color that you want, but I'm just using black for this tutorial. And I'm just gonna start drawing hair-like strokes like this. Now the hair would go inward like these are going. I hope that is making sense, you guys. Also want to give you guys a little tip right here. So the hair will move like this. Here also they will move like this, and at the end of the eyebrow they start to become more curved, more angled towards the bottom, right, like this. I hope that is making sense. So once you have that, what you want to do is you want to pick up the smudge tool, and also you want to make sure the opacity is not up to the max. Just keep the opacity between 15 to 10%. And also size of the brush, also make sure it is not too big. Just start going over these. As you guys can see, opacity is a lot. We don't want that. We just want to reduce it so that it is not actually moving the color. It just kind of fading it out, if that makes any sense. So I'm just gonna go over these hair strokes like this. Don't want to be perfect right here. Now what this is gonna do is this is just gonna spread the color a little bit, not too much. We don't want it to do too much, but still we want some color just around those strokes, and this will also give us a good base for creating the eyebrow. So that's what I am doing right here. Just make sure you're not blending everything out. That's the main point when you're drawing eyebrows. So this is the first step, you guys. Now you can actually get rid of the guidelines, but I would suggest not to just yet. Now what you want to do is you want to create a new layer again, and you want to put this layer underneath the layer where we have the hair strokes. And here you want to change the brush. You want to use some airbrush kind of thing. So I'm using airbrush normal, and just want to see how this goes perfectly. And also just increase the size of the brush. Now what you want to do is you want to fill out the eyebrow like this. Now the eyebrow should be darker at the end part of it, like at the arch, towards the arch area should be really dark as compared to the front part of the eyebrow. Just pick up your eraser. This is the fun part when you actually get to clean everything up. So just clean the mess up. And for clearing up the front part, I just reduce the opacity of the eraser as well, and increase the size of the brush so that it's still too harsh. I'm just going to reduce the opacity a little bit more, and just gonna barely going over these harsh edges that we have on the front part. So I'm just picking up the smudge brush again and kind of just smudging where the eyebrows kind of looking really harsh. We don't want that. We don't want that ID kind of look. If you want that, that's great. Just go ahead. You don't really have to blend this out. But if not, if you want a natural kind of look for the eyebrow, then just blend these harsh edges out as well. Now once you have that, then the next step is to add more hair strokes. Now I'd recommend doing it in another layer again, and don't just keep using one layer for everything. If you're doing for the first time, just add more and more layer. Just makes the whole process easy if you mess things up, to just go back and erase or just get rid of that layer completely. So now I'm just gonna add more strokes, and yeah, make sure the brow is kind of light in the front part, and just add more and more strokes as you go towards the arch and towards the end of the eyebrow, as I am doing right here. And make sure the front part of the eyebrow merges with the whole eyebrow effortlessly. And that is it. I'm kind of happy with the hair strokes. So now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do the second round of the smudge brush and going to go over these little hair-like strokes again. So the main focus should be on the starting points of these strokes, as these are really harsh looking. So you want to make sure the start point of the hair strokes are kind of blended nicely. Even if you don't blend the whole hair stroke, it will work perfectly. Just blend the starting points. And I'm just gonna get rid of the guidelines. So yeah, you are actually complete. But if you want to kind of add highlight to the eyebrow, then what you want to do is you want to pick up soft airbrush like this. Also pick up white color and just increase opacity. Make sure you're using a small sized brush, and you can just add little highlights here and there if you want to. And make sure you're doing it in another layer. Also just go ahead and make sure it is kind of merging with the whole hair stroke. So you are actually complete. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this mini quick tutorial, and if you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. Also let me know if you want me to do more Ibis paint tutorials, like on skin shading and on shading, on the basics of shading and stuff like that. If you want me to do that, I'll be happy to do that if you guys want me to. So comment down below. And I have a tutorial on how to draw realistic hair on Ibis paints. Do check that out as well. Other than that, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give this video a big thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys the next time.